So far, so good. So thank you, and welcome everybody. I've spent about 20 years at the intersection of civic technology, finance, and social justice. From long forgotten tools like voicemail for the homeless, which sounds a little crazy, but had hundreds of thousands of users, to some of the modern contemporary sort of AI solutions. We'll see how those work out. I've certainly been excited along the way by the potential, by the human enjoyment, seeing thousands of people with technology skills work on challenges. I've also been extremely frustrated by our abilities to support them to really realize the potential that technology has in our digitalizing world. Over those years, I've rarely been as excited as I have been about commit. So, pretty well as a board member. Why? Well, fundamentally, one reason. There was an article in The Economist recently that called out that 20% of disasters are predicted, not just predictable, predicted. 185 million people a year are displaced by disaster. 20% of the time, we know it's coming. The majority of the time, we can predict it is coming. It is overwhelmingly predictable due to weather patterns, signs of war, these sorts of things. The logistical and human needs, once disaster strikes, are always predictable. We know what people need. We've been through these issues. It is extremely rare that we haven't. The closest most of us in this room have ever been, thankfully for many, is probably pandemic lockdown. For those of you that lived in a country that locked down, I was in the Bay Area, March 7th, everybody stay home. What do? You pick up your phone, you start searching. Where do I turn for help now? For food? Is the Trader Joe's even open anymore? Like, what are we gonna do? Where do I get information? And that's a luxury. That's a luxury to be able to pull out your phone and look. If you're displaced in a war zone, in a place without electricity, that's not really an option. Meanwhile, governments are running around. Civil society organizations, disaster relief organizations are running around trying to remember what technology they used last time. Who has it? Do we remember the password? Can we get it off the shelf and dust it off? Does it still work? Is it broken? The code isn't working. We're losing time. And unfortunately, all too often, we're losing lives. Why? Because we, as humanity, have not committed to foresight. We have not committed to the core and shareable infrastructure that would allow us to avoid entirely predictable situations. We know what's coming. We haven't financed appropriately. We have not insured ourselves. That seems silly. Commit, that's an understatement. Commit offers us an alternative. An alternative, as will be described, that with global warming and all of the intrastate fragilities that we have around us, we have got to take seriously. There's a quote, always misattributed to Einstein, no proof that he actually said it, that trying the same thing again and again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. It seems like we owe it to those who are much more vulnerable than ourselves to do better. So, thanks for being here today, because I think that's what we're committing to do. Congratulations, team.